You got me?
There he is.
All right.
Just hit the button and we're live.
Yes! Fuck a trade, I do it the old-fashioned way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to War Report live and in public, if you will, on a Tuesday night, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site for wrestling fans. I'm your host, Vince Berry. I hope everybody's doing okay right now. I am not in the war room right now. I am playing a very intense game of Monopoly, hence the swearing in the background. There's going to be a lot of that. I'm going to try and mute it out when I can, but I hope everybody's having a nice Tuesday so far. We had Monday Night Raw that I was asleep during, but I'm sure people will talk about it and fill me in. It wasn't. I didn't fall asleep because of Raw. Don't make me. The booking wasn't that bad. I fell asleep before Raw. We've got a lot to discuss. There's some messages that we've talked about over the week. The female referee made her debut. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So I'll toss it around the room, starting with El Capitan. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing really well, actually. Vince, Take Me a Date out of nowhere is really starting to explode. We're easily getting 1,000 signups a week, if not more, and we're growing rapidly. It's an exciting time, and it's only going to get bigger and better. I mean, we got the apps are around the corner. That'll be a big game changer. We got a lot of events coming up. We've got Maven representing Tag Me a Date at Northeast Wrestling this weekend in Boulders. So we got a lot going on. We're real excited, and I'm ready to talk some wrestling. How you doing, Eric?
Doing good. Yeah, that's exciting news on the Tag Me a Date front. We're definitely growing. A lot of stuff to come. A lot of different opportunities, and I'm glad to be here, man.
Kat, what about you?
It's been a really exciting week the last week with wrestling and everything like that. I saw all the stuff with all Tag Me a Date booming, so that's been awesome. We had Extreme Rules. That was, for some parts, extreme. Some extreme shock at the end. But definitely a good time. Can't complain.
Intern.
I'm doing quite well. I can't wait to crack into this week's of wrestling, especially with the good news from Take Me a Date.
Excellent, excellent. Vinnie Mac, how about you? All right, well, he's involved in a real intense game of Monopoly at the moment. So
what Monopoly game ends well?
And I think we lost him. So he'll be back. I think we really should start with Extreme Rules. And before we really dive into it, I kind of want to go back and just kind of revisit something Kat said where, some parts of Extreme Rules were extreme. And I agree. And I think we are in a time where we have to come to terms with the fact that Extreme Rules is no longer going to be what it used to be. It's not, unless there's a legit cut, there's very rarely bleeding anymore. You don't see the flaming tables anymore. You don't see the Inferno. You don't see any of that stuff anymore, and for obvious reasons. But I think overall, in my opinion, I think Extreme Rules was a hell of a lot better than I expected it to be. Part of that could also be because my expectations were really low. But there were some standout moments in that pay-per-view where I thought it was pretty fucking decent. So why don't we start with you, Eric? What do you think? What was your overall opinion of Extreme Rules?
I didn't hate it. I thought it wasn't bad. It was just a little boring to me for some moments. But no, I mean, not to say that there wasn't good stuff, because there was. Main event was great. Samoa Joe was an interesting pick. None of us picked Samoa Joe, in fact.
Yeah. No, I think we all went with Balor.
I actually was,
and I'm not.
If I made it back, I was going to pick Joe, but I didn't make it back in time to change my pick.
But I'll tell you, I mean, I'm definitely. It wasn't one of those moments where I was really hoping it was Baylor, and then Joe wound up being the winner and being disappointed.
Right.
I was very excited. I thought that was great. I mean, this is a match that we've really wanted to see, and I think that this could be a phenomenal. I mean, listen, it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be a phenomenal match, regardless of who wins. Or they're going to do something fucking stupid and have Brock demolish Samoa Joe, and that would just be the end of Samoa Joe's career.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, they shouldn't kill all of. If they have him job out to Brock Lesnar like that, it would kill Joe, and I think people would shit on. I think it would end up hurting Brock's run too.
I can't see them making that kind of a stupid decision. Now, granted, it is WWE, and they have done some stupid shit, but I don't think they would. If Samoa Joe loses, which I'm pretty sure Brock's going to keep it, it's not going to be an easy win. You know, it's going to make Joe look good, I think.
Right. That's the best.
Especially after the promos he just cut the last 2 nights. I mean, Extreme Rules him after the show was fucking incredible.
Yep, that promo was great, and then even his promo last night on Raw, and then Heyman, of course, is always a home run. And then look at Heyman taking a choke out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was CM Punk was the last time he got physically involved.
No, Goldberg speared Heyman.
Oh.
But before, outside of that, you're right. I don't think there was anything before, you know.
But that whole segment when he was whispering to him in the corner was insane.
That was good.
I love that. The mic wasn't on, but you could audibly hear Joe talking to him. That was awesome.
It gives it that realistic feel and moment, you know, when you don't have the mics on it, and it just seems like it's just a real, you know, I mean, Joe, they both were excellent. Even like just the way Joe was petting Heyman, you know, rubbing his face, and like it was methodical and it was psychotic, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to put my arm around you. I'm going to choke you out. You're going to fall asleep. You're going to feel a little tingling, but it'll go away.
Your vision's going to fade, and then you're going to pass out.
I was half expecting at least Brock's music to play, even if he didn't come out. But
yeah,
is there a remote possibility, and I know that Heyman just got his ass beat by Joe, but is there a remote possibility that Heyman could end up turning on Brock and giving Joe the belt?
Did you think that too?
I actually think it would be great if they replicated his first UFC fight, where Brock got leg picked real early and then tapped out in like a minute and a half.
That would be crazy.
You know, if they just had Joe catch him, you know what I mean? Catch him in a submission, quick tap out, and then maybe Brock gets it back at SummerSlam or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Braun's supposedly
feel
out
about
for
that.
6 months.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's gonna be.
Braun, I heard the 6 month thing was a little bit of a work because it was going to be in his healing time is in between the pay-per-views. So they're making it sound like he's out for longer so he can make some kind of surprise during the middle of the build up to SummerSlam. So it's not just, hey, Braun Strowman's wrestling at SummerSlam with no build.
True. I was just going off of reports.
Right.
So I was just more supporting what, having Brock tap.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess it kind of would upset the plans that they had for Braun, but then Braun is injured, so maybe they'd just take another direction. It seems like no. It seems like Joe's just a stopover. But then again, everybody's a stopover because if we're to believe the internet, Brock's holding the title until WrestleMania, and then he's going to lose it to Roman Reigns, which is depressing.
That is quite depressing. I don't know if I can handle Brock holding the title with the looming Reigns feud at Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see Samoa Joe get a run, but I don't see them taking the belt from Brock, or at least this early. I could totally see Samoa Joe as a Paul Heyman guy. I think.
What if they did
awesome.
Brock
and Joe?
The whole Big Show thing. Remember when he picked up Big Show as clients in Drop Rock?
Yeah, it's Survivor Series. Yep.
Yep.
I was there. Yep.
That'd give Brock reason to go away for a little bit. And you would have the world title back.
Does Brock need an excuse to go away? He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
True, but it's nicer to give a reason.
At the end of the day, he does whatever Vince allows him to do, and which is pretty much anything because he's such a fucking draw for the company. I mean, listen, I just and I always say it. Him being the champion is stupid. I mean,
a draw for the company, though. He hasn't been seen on TV since right after WrestleMania. There's been no title defense.
Right.
Justin the other night goes. Justin even said it at Backlash. He goes at Extreme Rules. He goes, "Who the hell's the champion?" I go, "Brock Lesnar." He goes, "Oh shit, I forgot he even worked there."
Right, that explains why the main event wasn't a championship match. If you're not following, and maybe you just buy, like you get a free month because if you sign up for the month this month, you got the pay-per-view for free. Didn't have to pay the $9.99 if you're a first-time subscriber. So you're going, you're like, wait, where's the championship match? And then they have to explain, well, the champion's up in Saskatchewan hunting elk with his bare hands.
He's like, I totally forgot. Who the fuck's the champion? I'm like, Brock. He goes, oh shit, I forgot he was even still there. I haven't seen him since Goldberg. I'm like, exactly.
For all intents and purposes, The Miz is the main champion on Raw.
Yes.
That's horrifying. But you know what would be interesting is win or lose if, like, let's say Joe loses, but he impresses Paul Heyman, and then he's part of the group.
Right.
That would be
Holy shit.
different turn.
I think that would be a game changer because then it would be like, it would almost be like two guys, they battle, you know, they just respect each other because they fucking beat the shit out of each other. You know?
That could work.
Oh, it could definitely work.
You could eventually get a match out of that as well.
Oh, yeah. Again, another rematch.
I also read a fan theory where it goes to the whole Brock keeping the belt for, until Mania and then dropping it to Reigns. However, it includes Heyman turning on Brock along with the Shield reuniting at the same time, all three being backed by Heyman.
Well, from what I'm understanding, as far as a Shield reunion, we're not going to see that anytime soon because they feel putting Roman back with those two would hurt Rollins and Ambrose because of the reaction that Roman's getting.
I think that's the only way you'll get a good reaction for Reigns. Unfortunately.
The fans just aren't going to give a shit and care about Roman Reigns enough for the Shield to work right now.
Right. I mean, what they have to do, the start would be to do the ultimate full-fledged heel turn on Roman. Which apparently apparently is coming. I'll believe it when I see it, but
So overall, listen, I saw some people online who were like down on this pay-per-view, and I agree with you, Steve. It was enjoyable. Like I put it on. It wasn't like my main point of attention, so maybe that's why I'm not as critical about it. Like I was doing, I was doing other stuff, but it was there. And like I was sitting down and watching the matches. It wasn't like I was just using it as background noise. It was enjoyable to watch.
And you know what it is too? I think the booking of the matches was done properly. It's like you had an okay match, and then you had the Hardys in the cage. And you knew you were going to see something special, and we got Jeff doing his vintage shit off the top of the cell. I mean, that match was great. I liked the finish. And I see where they could use this as a way to split the Hardys, Jeff had to get back involved in the match, or the fact that he left Matt high and dry to get double teamed. There's so many different angles they can go with it. I think they should hold off on any heel turn on Matt until he can be broken. Although I don't know that he would really be heel. So maybe they have the right idea. Maybe turn Matt heel now and then become broken when they finally can and become face.
Yeah, I think the broken thing, if they didn't jump on it immediately, they have to save it and put it in their back pocket or something. Because now there's like a little bit of it. It's like the anticipation was hot, and then it kind of died down because they haven't done it.
Well, it's dying down because they can't do as much of it. I mean, listen, Anthem isn't giving up. They're not letting this go. So this is going to go before a judge before we will know if Matt will ever be able to use it again or not, unfortunately.
Exactly. We have to wait and see how that shakes out.
It disgusts me that they're still keeping this going.
Oh, I know.
Now, that was actually one of my favorite matches of the card. Here's my thing, though. I'm a little confused as to the ending, only because where in the rules does it state that someone who came back in has to go out of the cage again? Once he's out, right?
Well, they're kind of using it and saying that he brought himself back into the match. You know, that's how they're perceiving it. But you're right. I don't know that's ever been a rule.
Yeah, it's just and look, I'm not sad that they lost the belts. I'm excited.
We all knew that was happening.
Yeah, I like.
We knew it was happening.
You know, and yeah, we all knew it was coming. It's, you know, I'm not mad about the decision, just that the way it went down was just a little confusing. That's all.
I'm with you. But I did like the whole photo finish kind of deal where if the fans were on one side of the arena, it looked like Sheamus and Cesaro got it. But if you were looking at the other side, it looked like, you know, so I did like that whole aspect. I thought it was well done. You're right. It is a little confusing. I do see what you're saying. From that respect, it is a little weird. But overall, I mean, the Hardys did it again. I mean, it was just very well done. And, you know, but what I would like to know, Eric, is you said overall you found the pay-per-view boring. You got Vince and I who actually thought it was pretty decent. What was it exactly that you found to be boring? I'm just curious.
I don't know, just some of the other matches I just wasn't really into them. I don't even remember half the card, honestly. I have to look.
All right, well, that's fair enough. I mean, listen, well, all right, so why don't we talk about another match during Extreme Rules? And Bailey.
I was just going to say Bailey and Alexa Bliss would be the one to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, that totally did not go down the way I expected it to. I picked Alexa to win. I did think she was keeping the belt. My whole deal is, if you weren't going to let Bailey be Extreme because you want her to maintain this whole huggable, hug me Bailey deal, and that was the decision backstage, and that's why they decided to have it a short match, and that's why they had her do that hesitation and be the game changer of the match. Why book that match then? I mean, it just...
Well, there was another...
Go ahead.
There was another reason that was posted this week also. I think Ryan may have found it, if I remember correctly, that they said that after the whole This Is Your Life segment last week, that because it didn't get the reaction, that they cut the match in half time-wise too, because it wasn't getting the pop that they thought it was going to get.
I mean, listen, I'm glad you brought that up. So, yes, 100%, that segment was the shits. It was horrible. You know, we've seen it before. Nobody in that ring is The Rock or Mick Foley. It cannot be duplicated. The bar was way too high. You didn't even come close. But I hear people blaming Alexa, saying that it was her fault. I got people saying it's Bailey's fault. I'm sorry. That's the writer's fault. It should have never been written in the first place, and you did a shit job writing it, and the execution was poor. But you can't put the blame on Alexa and Bailey. They were given a pile of shit, and they were supposed to make it presentable, and they smelt up the place.
Yeah. And by the way, how funny was it that on Raw last night they mentioned how bad the segment was last week?
Yeah, they did.
Did anyone notice how much could have been Stephanie's clone, too?
Say that again, you cut out.
The girl that was supposed to be the friend that was bored watching wrestling, they put her on as and saying that was Stephanie's body double.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you look up close, she looks just like Stephanie.
So stupid.
Also, just to comment on the Alexa Bailey thing, you can tell they shifted gears because there was a decision at one point where Bailey was going to be the face of that division, and then Alexa just shot out of nowhere being so. First of all, she was a step ahead of everybody because she's hot. But now she can actually cut a promo and she can wrestle, and so I mean she's moving up in the world. So you can see it was a hard, like they pulled the e-brake and just turned right and went from Bailey to Alexa real fast.
Yeah, but you know what, Vince, too, on that point, and I agree with you. But the other thing that I was also hearing is that they also wanted it to be a shorter match because they wanted to make Alexa believable to be able to beat Nia Jax, because that was going to be the next, and as we know, is now the next feud. I don't see it though. You can't compare Bailey size-wise to Nia Jax, and you got Alexa Bliss who's 5'0". I mean, I would imagine Nia Jax has a toenail that weighs more than Alexa. So,
yep.
So I to me, the whole David Goliath thing, it doesn't work for me because I don't feel Alexa being believable to beat Nia Jax. And therefore, I'm rooting for Nia Jax, but I'm pretty sure somehow Alexa's going to hold on to the belt because they're in love with her right now.
Well, yeah, especially when you have the big girl, little girl situation and such a big size disparity. The first match is usually like, she'll run outside and tire her out and get a count out or some bullshit thing, and they'll drag it out for a couple pay-per-views or something.
Right.
Like that's what how
Maybe
I feel.
Nia will finally get.
I feel like they're gonna, like you said, man. People are gonna be cheering for Nia and not Alexa, which is turning Nia de facto babyface, even though she's still really a heel. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get Nia after like being a nasty, mean, big woman like that for so long. If they can get her over as a babyface.
She got a really good reception last night, though, Nia Jax.
Well, that's good. I mean, listen, I'm rooting for her because they saddled her with that awful gimmick with the shifty eyes like the Simpsons dog, and then they put her in those terrible leather sausage jumpsuits. I want her to succeed despite all of the things that they've done to try and bury her.
Remember, she's not like most girls.
She's not like most girls. Yeah.
That's an awful song, by the way.
It really is. And then they do the zoom in where she does the Simpsons shifty eye. It's such a weird thing to be her signature. Like, she stops halfway down the ramp and there's no pyro or nothing. She just looks to the left and to the right. Don't quite understand why they have her do that, but whatever. What else was on the pay-per-view? It's bad that it's been a couple days and I just can't remember. What was that?
Fox.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun match. See, I like that match. It was decent. Sasha can't dance for a girl who's mixed race. She can't dance.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, she dances like a white girl.
But I did like them together, though.
Yeah, that's a good pair. But did you see how awkward it got on Talking Smack or Raw Talk?
Well, yeah, because Renee, because then Sasha was like, "Come on, I'm married," and then Renee was like, "Well, no, we can all go as friends, bring the others and shit." Yeah, it did get a little weird.
Yeah, I like that she did bring up, "Hey, I'm married," so it's not like that typical wrestlers get paired up and they magically fall in love kind of deal.
Right. Well, they don't really do that much anymore. They're usually already
no, they
together.
don't. I'm glad they've gotten away from it.
But I'm just like, when the hell did Dar and Fox reconcile? I don't remember that happening.
That's because nobody really cares.
I guess maybe a lot of it happened on 205 Live, which I can't watch anymore because I just can't. It's too much,
Yeah, listen, I've never watched one episode of 205.
I'll turn it on every now and again. It's not that bad.
And
I just don't.
As something regular to watch, you're right. There's too much wrestling on during the week, live wrestling, especially now with the internet. You can get everybody's on-demand shit.
More important to me during
the week. NXT is more important than 205. 100%.
I want to address, I guess I don't know if you want to move on to Raw just yet.
Oh, well, hold on real quick. Before you change the subject, I just want to say one more thing about Extreme Rules. Miz Ambrose. Okay. I thought that was very well done. I enjoyed every minute of that match. I'm glad to see Miz back with the title.
I mean, you knew what was going to happen.
Oh yeah, but the way that they went,
The way they
down,
got
like,
to it was good.
When Miz was like, "Come on, hit me," and she slaps him.
Awesome.
Things like that. It was like just trying to get him disqualified. It was well done. I enjoyed every part of that match. But Eric, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, with that being said, The Miz is the Intercontinental Championship. He's
Yeah, for now, like he's the guy that's been carrying it the last couple of years. Remember when we thought that was going to be Cody?
Yeah. Well, and it probably would have been.
You're right, it would have been, and then he had to work. Then he would work Raw as Cody and SmackDown as Stardust, and then he'd hang himself.
oh god.
Oh my lord.
I wanted to bring up the whole Enzo and Cass thing. Main reason is because they had Cass being the one to get jumped. So then it makes you question, is it Cass?
But what if Cass is faking being jumped?
I was going to
thought-
say, I think Cass staged the whole thing.
You could pull a Mr. Perfect on Mark Merrow, like he to give Hunter Hearst Helmsley the IC title. It could be just like that. And then
What's
there was
Corey
a little.
Graves' tie into this whole thing?
There's also
Corey
stuff-
Graves is the guy that did it or set it up.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you
Corey
right now,
Graves said, "I'd like to shake the hand of the man that attacked Enzo," and then the next week
they shook hands.
they shook hands. So, I mean, if that's not the foreshadowing, it's a good swerve. But
Right. And the other thing, too, is what I'm hearing is that the text messages are Triple H, and it's going to set up Kurt Angle Triple H Mania 34.
is it not Kevin Nash texting Triple H from his own phone or something?
Kevin Nash, holy shit! Thought he was dead.
Memories.
But I don't know. Like I could also see it being Corey Graves becoming a manager of maybe the Revival.
Hey, listen, I'm a huge fan of Corey. It was a shame what happened where he had to pretty much retire from being a wrestler. I was happy that WWE gave him the opportunity to do commentary. I thought he's done a great job. I think he would be phenomenal as a manager. I think he would do a great job no matter who he manages.
Have you noticed his suits are getting very Heenan-esque, Vince McMahon-esque as you go along?
Well, I think that whole savior of misbehavior thing, or whatever they want to call him, like he's a good talker. I think he's great at commentary, and I would hate to see him leave. But they perceive Cass as one of the next big stars. So if that's their plan, they could build. I hate to say they could build him up like they used to build up Test, but I think he could handle it a little better than Test did.
I mean, look, for all we know, it could be Graves leading Cass and the Revival altogether.
Oh no, that would be an interesting proposition.
Because here's the thing: if you notice Corey Graves on commentary for the time since NXT, he's always been on the bandwagon of the Revival, and he's always hated Enzo and Cass. So there's a lot of logic. There's a lot of logic.
What would they call the group? They'd probably come up with some kind of catchy name.
I just feel like it's going to be the end of Enzo, which sucks.
The end of Enzo. That's what they should call it. The end of Enzo.
That is the good thing about it, Jesse, right now.
I just hope they do the right thing for Enzo.
He's listen. That act's not going away. He's money.
His shtick is so open.
No, but they got him. They should make him a manager.
Yeah.
At that point.
I think that's what this is. They're going to beat him down so bad at the end of this, he's going to have to become a manager. I think that's what they're going to. That's the story they're going to give him.
Yeah, but how funny was Enzo last night with the Big Show?
Oh, Big Show was money.
That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
I thought overall, I think Raw was pretty great last night.
Big Show has like a second career now. He's like Goldust who found the fountain of youth.
He looks unbelievable.
Well, he
looks like a different guy.
Yeah.
When Big Show was on Stone Cold's podcast, he addressed the whole thing with him turning face and heel all the time, and he kind of had a good reason. It's that I'm the guy that you can have, just turn bad or just turn good and work with anybody. And I guess I kind of agree. It kind of makes sense.
I mean, listen, he was a solid worker, except for when he was like putting on weight and got sloppy. But I mean, he was always like that solid guy you could put in a spot.
He's
And that's
he's a known guy. He's reliable, you know.
right, and he's a spectacle because he's so tall. So you could always drop him in as a baby, as a good guy or a bad guy. He was very easily turned.
It'll be a sad day when he officially hangs it up, and that's going to be sooner than later.
Yeah, I think he's at the end of this. At the end of this contract, is that what he's going to do?
I think around Mania time. Probably before, because I thought I heard that was his last Mania, unless he realizes that was not the way he wants to go out. Maybe he'll do one more Mania.
I think Big Daddy Diesel needs to get in shape.
I don't know
Big
what
Daddy
happened with that whole
Diesel.
fucking movie.
Big Daddy Diesel needs to wrestle Big Show at WrestleMania. No, Shaq, that's just terrible. You can't be wrestling. You're too fat. You love the donuts. You shut up, Charles. You never won a ring. Hey, you shut up. I'm going to stop doing my NBA and TNT.
But yeah, but I thought Raw overall, Miz was great again on Raw. Ambrose was hilarious, predictable but hilarious.
I thought Krogan lost weight.
Who?
When Ambrose was the camera guy.
Oh, it
The
was
camera
hilarious.
guy. He says, I thought he was weight. When did he get so skinny? And then there's like, oh, wait, it's Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that was hilarious. What else happened on Raw? It was 3 hours. But it was good.
It's too much.
Seth Rollins and
To me, the Paul Heyman Samoa Joe segment stole the show. That was definitely the segment of the night for sure.
Absolutely.
I worry because I'm a Jew. Yeah. Best moment.
Heyman, really, he's money.
That's totally true, by the way. That's not a stereotype. It's true.
That,
No, it is true.
I think I'm really over Seth Rollins and his fucking knee. Like, how many times can they, like, I get it. He hurt his knee once, and now in every match he's got to limp and crawl. Just stop. Nobody cares about your knee anymore, Seth. Find a new act.
Well, limping ain't easy.
My knee. Oh, my. Every time he takes a bump, I do, oh, my knee. Like, when I'm here watching TV, I'm like, oh, Seth, my knee. Oh, you hurt your knee? Oh, I picked it up at WrestleMania because he kept doing it so much while I was watching. I was like, oh, Seth, you hurt your knee? God.
So I think we pretty much covered the real positives of Raw.
Are there negatives? What are the negatives?
Well, no, actually, I thoroughly enjoyed Raw, actually, this week, all the way through. I didn't fall asleep. That's a good sign. So I was engaged all the way through. I thought it was pretty decent. But we also did not talk about SmackDown Live from last week. And we still have about half an hour, so I thought maybe we could dive into that because SmackDown has been great. And we now have the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I am very excited. I think that
should be great.
Charlotte, I'm pretty sure, is going to win, right? I mean, who else
That's
is
my
going to win?
pick.
It's got to be Charlotte.
I'd like some kind of weird pick to win for once. I don't even know.
You want Tamina?
Oh, like, not Tamina. Okay, maybe not Tamina. I spoke too
Natty,
soon.
maybe. I could see Natty as a dark horse, but I could see
be a dark.
Carmella though.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Charlotte now that you mention it.
I don't want
I agree
Carmella
with
though.
Steve now.
If Carmella wins the women's Money in the Bank, I'm going to climb a ladder and I'm going to jump off.
Well, that's the only way she could win a match
I think
is to wait until somebody's knocked out and then restart a whole
I
new
think
match.
what's going to happen is something's going to happen with Ellsworth. He's going to go through a ladder or a table or something.
Oh, yeah, that's a given.
Here's the thing: does Naomi just like not do anything, or just maybe stay on commentary during the match, or do they give her a random challenger out of nowhere, like Lana or something?
Like he is actually.
All right, we were in a heated
Most likely
debate
she'll
about
just
some
give commentary, probably, or something. You know,
What,
just
what
so
was
we
your
can
comment there, Eric? I'm sorry I missed it because we were having an intense Monopoly moment there for a second.
It was a Monopoly moment.
It really was.
Oh, that sounds like the name of a band.
New band name. Stealing it like on Parks and Rec. Dibs. So no, what were you talking about on SmackDown? I don't mean to jump back in, but
Well, so then we also have Shinsuke killing it every week.
well, yeah, he's going to be carrying until John Cena comes back. It's going to be the Shinsuke show.
Yeah, well, and AJ. I mean, AJ still
Right,
get
the
one of the
face that
greatest
runs
pops.
the place.
And listen, even Kevin Owens, the whole face of the United States or whatever the fuck he's calling himself, and talk about he's been dropping some weight. You can see it in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess he didn't want to be told he had to wrestle in a suit every night. Well, no, that's a true thing. Apparently, Vince was pissed that he wasn't taking the weight loss seriously, and he told him if he doesn't start dropping weight fast, he's going to make him wrestle in a suit every week. Because remember, he was coming out weekly in a suit because he was doing the whole thing with Samoa Joe at the time. So he's listening. So
We
what
got
else?
the New Day coming back on SmackDown too for tonight's SmackDown.
Well, yeah, but they came back I mean, they're going to wrestle, but they came back last week. That was cool, confronting the Usos. That was a funny segment. I'm pretty confident they're going to win the belts.
Yeah, those guys have had a good come up now that they turned heel and all that shit.
Yeah,
They really and they've developed more attitude.
I like them as heels.
See, that's the thing when you're a heel, you get more creativity. When you're babyface, it's kind of stale.
That's very
It's
true.
not paranoia. It's the Usos.
By the way, I've also been hearing a little rumor that Brodus Clay might be making a return.
No.
WWE? Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be as Brodus Clay, but
I don't know, but I mean, right now he's on that Greg Gutfeld show on Fox News.
well, yeah, he does that, and he's still on TNA. But I guess his contract's coming up, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought he was still under TNA contract, but I haven't seen him on TNA. And I mean, I don't watch the show, but I read the recaps.
Yeah,
Who even watches it?
I couldn't tell you the last time I watched TNA. I'm so pissed off of this whole Hardy deal. I don't really want to watch. Not that I was
Isn't it not
watching
even
before
TNA
either.
anymore?
Yeah, see, that was the
TNA.
thing. The Hardys brought a lot of people in, and now people aren't tuning in as much. It's
Does anyone
especially
know-
since I think it's bad PR to do that whole thing because their audience is so small and they're basically internet fans that if they know about if they hear about the thing with the Hardys, it's internet people that because they're reading all these articles, they're such an online fan. It's probably like, hey, well, now I'm gonna go support something else. It's already on a small channel that basically nobody gets. So
Right. Well, the whole thing is stupid. But
and if they just parted amicably, it would have been good press for everybody. They could have gotten something out of it. They could have been like, listen, we'll give you the Hardys gimmick, but we want the Hardys to show up and wrestle a match on TNA. We want Christian to come back. I don't know, some bullshit like that.
or we want to be able to
for
induct
Sting.
you guys into the Hall of Fame. Like
right,
they did
something
with
like that we
Christian.
could make a consideration.
It's just become so petty now.
That's ridiculous. I didn't know it was like that. That's insane. Vince.
Well, yeah. So,
I guess somebody took Boardwalk.
My God.
Yeah, I landed on Boardwalk and it was worth $1,400, and apparently I should have just mortgaged stuff instead of going bankrupt. But it's whatever. I don't traditionally do very well. I hung out on. I had the one game that I did well this week was I hung out on Park Place. The only two spots I had the whole game was Park Place and Boardwalk, and I lasted 4 hours. I finally lost, but I lasted 4 hours with two spots on the board and just somehow kind of hopping around.
Makes me think of Ace Ventura. He
I
goes,
give him a
"And you
monopoly
must
after
be
4
the
minutes.
guy."
I like Monopoly. It is kind of a bear. You play it. It's an investment of time. It's a big time sink because it's multiple hours, and then of course at the end of it you're like, hey, you know what, that was fun. Let's play another one, and then it's 3 a.m. You know, because you think the first game went by quickly, whatever. Well, we shall see. This is going to be an interesting game if it shakes out, because because I went bankrupt, one guy kind of has a monopoly, as they say. And we'll see what's going on the board. But what did you guys think about? I have a friend on Facebook that he's a referee. He's a yes, we did just talk about Monopoly for 3 minutes. He's a referee on the Indies, and he kind of doesn't like that they're hiring wrestlers to transition to become referees, like Bandito, and then the Kaylee girl that's the new women's ref. So I see his side to it, where it's like there are refs on the Indies that are specifically training to be referees, but at the same time, like Bandito, Bandito spoke. One of the big things was he spoke Spanish. He understood Lucha Libre wrestling, and that's why they brought him in. It was an advantage. Somebody else just landed on Boardwalk, by the way. So this is almost game over. Yeah, he got sent there by a chance card. Oh, this is all so unfortunate. But back to the referee thing. Yeah, I understand his point, but at the same time, I understand why WWE is hiring the way they're hiring. They have a certain idea of who they want to hire.
I hope Bandito gets a shot soon, though, because he's
he's a hell of a worker.
He's been reffing for a long time, and he is a hell of a worker, and he can do some shit in that ring. So
yeah.
And I heard something about Dalton Castle getting a WWE contract.
Yeah, I heard they're very interested in too, and he's a buddy of mine. I'm glad that he really came into his own in Ring of Honor. He developed that gimmick before Ring of Honor, shortly before he debuted, and he just really dug in. I mean, it's a hard gimmick to maintain for a long time, because think about it, he's and I'm not saying that the character is like a homo or anything, but listen, he's a married guy. He's a straight gentleman from what I understand, and it's like playing Gold Dust. You have to separate the character from the guy, and maybe for some fans that would be hard to do. And you think he's Mr. Planet Peacock 24/7.
I just hope they let him continue to do that shtick in the WWE.
That would be more over than what they tried to do, like a low rent him with Adam Rose. That's really what and he would be. Could you imagine them having fucking a line, like at WrestleMania or something, just a line of guys all dressed like the boys as he made his entrance?
That would be awesome.
Right?
Holy shit. And then it's weird. I love that gimmick, but I can't stand the fucking thing they gave to Patrick Clark, this whole
Yeah, you said that in the Messenger this week.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that?
You don't like the Velveteen Dream?
No, I hated it before I even saw him in the ring. I was like, fuck this.
See, listen, he needs to develop some kind of character, so I'm okay with him working it out. The thing about a character like that is you don't play it forever. So if it helps him, if it helps him develop,
I hate this already.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you're supposed to, but or is he a babyface? I don't even know. I don't think that's a baby. That can't be a babyface.
No, I hate it because it's fucking stupid. Not 'cause he's a heel.
I get it. I was just wondering if he was a babyface or a heel at that game. I have no idea.
You know what's funny? NXT, no matter how depleted the roster gets, they still put on these phenomenal takeovers all the time.
Yeah, the thing is with the NXT roster, it's maybe the fault of the roster being as big as it is, because you got guys that are signed that aren't TV ready, that are still training. But then you've got guys that are TV ready, but there's not a spot for them yet. And then you've got the TV people, and you've got the people that are there training to go to the main roster. So you've got like forever NXT guys and like people who are transitioning. And then there's this kind of this lost group that doesn't get as much time, to work in front of the crowd.
And a house. All right, just one. That's cool. Okay.
So they have to reconcile that somehow, which maybe not a second NXT brand, but like maybe I wonder what their house show schedule is like and who wrestles on them. Like, do they have different house show lineups and rosters? That's what I'd be interested in seeing.
I feel like they need a second, not necessarily a second coming of Bobby Roode. I'm saying like another heel to eventually take Roode's place as the top heel in NXT when Roode leaves and goes to the main roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, maybe Eric Young. They do another TNA guy, but Eric Young's got the whole Sanity group. It could be a way to get a whole bunch of people over.
Yeah, or Drew could end up turning heel.
Oh, Drew Galloway, yeah.
Or
is
I
he
love
McIntyre
Aleister
again
Black.
now?
Aleister Black is fucking awesome.
Aleister Black. Oh yeah, that's another guy. I keep forgetting about him because
His whole
I don't watch NXT as much.
his entrance, the music is awesome. He's very stoic when he does shit, and then he's explosive all of a sudden, and then he goes back to. I just love the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with Eric. That
Yeah,
guy's
he's very.
gonna do some big things.
He's got a calm. You know what I mean? He's not like a Mojo Rawley type.
And he's from Holland. Isn't that weird?
Yes, that's weird.
Smoking a
I
pancake.
like it. More international talent. That's a good thing.
Speaking of Mojo Rawley, where's he been?
Who knows? Was he injured?
I realized
No, I don't think he was injured. No, Zach has been injured, so that might be why he's been off TV. I don't know.
but he won the Andre the Giant thing. So
That was a waste of the Andre thing, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
I would have either given it to Braun or Big Show.
But the Andre thing is a waste. They don't treat the Andre thing serious anyway. So why does it matter?
Right, that's true. It hasn't ever been treated seriously.
see
No,
that
even
they
from
could have
the
given
first
it to Jinder Mahal. I probably would have had there with the strap.
Yeah, but you knew as soon as he was involved with that Gronk thing, they were going to be starting some kind of push for him because they don't let you interact with a celebrity unless they trust you.
Oh man, I just do not want to see Jinder versus Mojo as a main event match. Holy shit!
Could you imagine?
Oh wow, why would you even put that out there? Somebody could listen like that.
Oh,
now that you
shit.
put it out in the universe, it's
Damn
like
it!
the
Look what I've
secret.
done.
You put it out into the universe.
That part that he even just said that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little angry at you for even suggesting it now, frankly.
Bite your tongue
You know
out.
what's gonna happen? If it actually does happen, we're gonna be able to blame you now. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's my fault. Do we have time to? Well, yeah.
You know it's always your fault, Eric.
Blame the Jew. The women's tournament. I want to talk about that for a sec. I'm very excited about it.
That should be the Mae Young Classic.
They haven't listed any performers yet, but there's going to be some.
Deanna Purrazzo's in it.
Okay.
Spoiler. I mean, that's not officially announced, but she's in it. There you go.
I like how Renee Young and Lita are gonna do commentary.
Oh, that should be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
It's
happy
about
about that.
time.
So, and because it gives Renee an opportunity, she wants to be a commentator. She doesn't want to be bad. Her goal is to be commentary.
I think she would do a great job.
She needs to be the first female commentator. She's probably the best one for it.
Yeah, I think she's the most out of all the women that are employed right now. She has the most tenure. She's probably the most qualified to do it.
She did a
as
couple of
opposed to,
commentary gigs with NXT, and I thought she was great.
Yeah, she did great on NXT. It was her and fucking Tensai or whatever they were calling him at the time.
She's probably one of the best characters when it comes to this, though. She's really good.
Yeah, she is. She's
she's
personal.
rare.
And it's unfortunate because she's going to try that people. The ESPN's already tried to snap her up a couple times, and she loves wrestling so much that she hasn't done it.
Well, and she's also not married to Dean Ambrose. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Right, not anytime soon. But that's the thing about, and that's probably why they let her do as much as she does. They realize what they've got in her, and that she could sign away to anybody, and she could be doing the nightly news if she wanted to for NBC or something.
Yeah.
Is there anyone right now that you'd want to see in that tournament?
Aside from Deanna, who's probably the best women's wrestler around here.
You think should be in it or whatever.
I don't really follow women's wrestling as much as I should. It's just that a lot of it is not great.
Oh, I want to see like.
I think. Well, what if they did Taylor Like with Taylor Hendricks, I see people who I've talked to within wrestling are like, it's Taylor Hendricks isn't like the world's greatest wrestler, bro. I'm like, no, she's good. I mean, she's solid enough to be on television. First of all, they trust her on television, and two, I think she's got a great look. She's got name recognition, so I'm pretty sure she's headed that way. She's got to be headed.
I mean, I want to see like Santana Garrett.
I was gonna say
right.
Santana Garrett. I'm with you on that one.
Well, they're bringing in Kairi Hojo and Io Shirai, but I don't know when. I think Io Shirai is not going for the women's tournament. She's going to be going to NXT, but I think Kairi Hojo is going to be in the Mae Young Classic.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa's got to be in it.
She's got to be in it. Ella Ring's probably going to be in it.
Oh yeah, Ella Ring's daughter. That would be interesting to see.
Thea Trinidad probably because
because she just signed. She actually just signed a contract.
Yeah, she's also basically Mrs. Austin Aries too.
Right, and she is one of my low-key favorites.
And she's playing AJ in the movie.
Yes, she's playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, you met her.
Good.
She looks like she's really little.
She is very tiny. When I met her, because I sponsored her for an event, she came up to like my hip.
Yeah, man, she's tiny, but first of all she's adorable, and second of all she can wrestle her ass off.
Yeah, it's a true story.
She was one of those girls where I'm like, shit, why is she wrestling as Rosita on TNA? What are you doing?
You know what though? She did all right in TNA when she teamed up with
and that was the thing. She was so good. It was like you could be doing more, and she is going to be doing more.
And look, her ex-partner, who was known as Sarita back then, is
Sarah
in the NXT training, and also Sarah Del Rey also is one of those people that's in training in NXT. So, and they could throw some curveballs and give us like a Molly Holly or something out of the blue.
Oh, that would be a great addition if they threw in Molly Holly out of nowhere.
Who, by the way, they just added to WrestleCade in November, and I'm very excited about that.
It's a nice little plug there. Is Tag Me a Date going to be a WrestleCade?
I haven't decided yet.
All right. Well, unofficially, Eric's going to be there regardless.
I'm going to be there regardless. But
if you guys don't get a table, he should just guerrilla it and just underground hand stuff out. Just buy an admission and just be like, "Here's some business cards, kids." Slide with people on the sly. All shifty-eyed, overcoat full of Tag Me a Date stuff. You want to Tag Me a Date? No, that's not the way to do it. But that's good that they get Molly Holly. She's one of those ones that I've never met at an indie show, and I'd like to because she was one of the best. Her and Ivory was it back then? It was like her, Ivory, Molly Holly, Ivory, Jazz, Lita, Trish,
Victoria.
Jacqueline.
There was just a handful. Jacqueline. Oh,
don't forget about Jackie.
Oh, she was great.
And I was saying that because like with the cruiserweight thing, they threw in Brian Kendrick and Tajiri, so I feel like they can do that with the women's one also.
They should bring Kong back.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Imagine she just comes back and just starts leg dropping people.
Did you see how much weight she lost for Chloe?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. That's coming up very soon, right?
Yeah, when is that coming out? Because I want to see that.
A couple of weeks or something.
I thought it was June 9th, but that was Orange and Black maybe. So it's probably the 28th.
They moved it to June 22nd.
22nd. Okay, awesome. That I'm looking forward to it because.
It bought us last days, so that's why I know. Like yes.
I'm curious to see what Alex Riley is doing in all of this because he's part of the cast.
Yeah.
I don't know what Alex Riley could be doing. But Mark Maron, I mean, if you guys watch the trailer, Mark Maron is doing great. One of my friends just tried to put on his dancing shoes around the board, and he did not dance around the board. It did not happen.
Oh, Vince, I was going to say we should discuss that temporary Great Balls of Fire logo.
Oh, the one that looked like a cock and balls?
Yeah.
That was fucking funny. They put up a logo. Did nobody? All they got to do. all you have to do is hand the logo to somebody who's like 12, and if the kid goes, "Ha, that's a dick." Like, you change the logo.
Exactly.
Like, if you're okay, Kat, if your daughter looked at that and she went, "That's a big red dick," then they could change the logo. You know what I mean? They could change the logo. They had to change it anyway. Who thought? Listen, that was some guy. Don't think that was accidental. There was some guy in the graphic design department who got bored one day, and he's like, "You know what? Great Balls of Fire. I'm just gonna do it."
He's like, balls.
Right? And he's like, "Well, there has to be
She
plural, so we got to put 2."
The first time actually Autumn looked at it, she did turn her head sideways and goes, "What is that?"
Oh no, that's awful.
And I'm like, "Don't." I was like, "No, just don't worry about it. Fast forward. Go to the next commercial. Go after the commercial."
Moving right along.
Yeah, seriously. And then they had to. Jerry Lawler said on some podcast that they had to work out a rights issue with the estate of Jerry Lee Lewis.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, because they you'd think you would negotiate that beforehand, but they came up with the name and all that, and then the state was like, "Hey, by the way, guys, you owe us some money."
In 755. Like I said, let's get fucking started.
They wanted.
Jerry Lewis dead?
Jerry Lee Lewis is long. Yeah, he died fairly. I want to say he died fairly young.
No, not Jerry Lee Lewis. No.
He didn't die in like his 50s or 60s. Like, I mean, that young.
Yes, that's against cigarettes.
Oh,
No, I
fuck.
can't.
Holy shit!
No. Yeah, you're gonna go in to get this.
I know he liked young. That's what he didn't die young. He liked young girls. That's
No,
what
he
Jerry
married
Lawler
his
was.
like 13-year-old cousin or some shit.
He married a 13-year-old cousin.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That's so. Again, that makes you wonder if they know all of this about. This information about Jerry Lewis is publicly available. If you type "Great Balls of Fire" into Google, this is the first thing you're going to find out. Why would they name a pay-per-view after it? Especially when their argument, and follow me here, is that China shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because if you Google China, the first thing that comes up is porn. So, what are we doing here? It's a double standard.
And McMahon had to have loved that logo too.
The guy literally made love to a 13-year-old. So I mean, we're
It's the guy versus
Jerry Lee Lewis, the singer.
It's the guy versus girl scenario.
No, Jerry Lawler likes young girls. Don't get me wrong. Let me make it very clear. Jerry Lawler loves young girls, but he always checks ID. Let me make that very clear.
Off the record. He likes young women.
He likes
Right,
young
yeah.
women. That's right.
Yes.
He's not like girls.
He's never gone under 18.
I don't know what she was like.
There was that one time some girl in Memphis said some shit, but it turned out to be false. Oh, we've officially reached that point where we're talking about Jerry Lee Lewis and Jerry Lawler liking young women. Oh boy.
But Elvis Presley did the same thing.
Oh yeah, Elvis Presley. I mean, listen. It was different back then.
On my phone, my wallet.
The
I don't know if
South,
that's an
the
excuse,
South
but
in the
it's-
50s. That's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say, it was the South in the 50s. That's really is all you got to know about it. Any final thoughts? Because we're getting to the top of the hour.
Crazy.
Yeah. Any final thoughts as we reach the top of the hour here?
TakeMeAdate.com. Sign up. It's free. I'm telling you, 1,000 signing up every other day now. It's unbelievable. So get on board. Tons
Yeah,
more.
I'm seeing.
So awesome.
Steve is sharing the graphs and stuff with us, and we're seeing thousands of people sign up every couple days. So that really only maximizes your potential as a single person. If so many people are signing up, odds are you can find somebody in your area that shares your passion for professional wrestling. As you know, aside from that one sketch on the Edge and Christian show, Tag Me a Date is the only dating site for wrestling fans that is actually real instead of a fictional thing. And we do not have a theme song sung by Michael P.S. Hayes yet. When we do, we'll let you know. Right, we're working on that. If we can't get Michael Hayes, maybe we can get one of the other Freebirds.
And ladies, I'm on there. I'm single. You can find me at You Just Made the List. That's my name.
Wow, that's awesome. I thought you were going to say he's just a sexy guy.
That is awesome.
You usually have one of those in your sidebar or whatever it is.
Like Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Oh
Love
man,
that one.
Everybody loved that one.
you had some good
Ryan,
you've had some good ones.
Ryan, what's your handle?
Yeah, Ryan, what's your username? Uh-oh. He's not his.
He's got to look it up.
Oh, jeez. He's like, I'm the only one in Upper Pennsylvania. Find me. My name is Ryan in Upper Pennsylvania. There you go. West of Scranton only. I think he might.
Oh my God.
Is he muted? I can't hear you. Nope, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
The face he just made when he said he can't hear him was brilliant.
That was the best face.
See it. Type it.
Yeah.
Type it in the group so we can see what your name is.
Write it on a piece of paper and show it to the camera.
Yeah, right. Oh, that'd be good.
We'll do it manually. Oh boy.
Is he really gonna write? Look at this.
He is. like he's being held hostage by ISIS.
He's having the same problem that I had earlier.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen because, as a side note, this thing that we're using, Google Hangouts, they're saying that Google is stopping support of Hangouts, but it's still integrated into the live YouTube section. So we don't really know what's going to happen to the future of the live recording here in the podcast, but we're thinking maybe YouTube itself is going to have a new integrated live group chat system. I'm not really sure. What's that?
I can't read it.
Oh, jeez. Wait, let me see it. Ryan, put it back up. Hold it back
Did
up.
that say Hunter Boobs?
Hunter Bob 367.
Okay.
I need to know because I've seen that's his username on a lot of things. You can follow him on like Twitch and probably Twitter. Right? Yes, I got them both right. And that's only because it's such an odd username that we're gonna have to get a clarification on next week. He's gonna have to explain the Hunter Bob thing because he's not
no longer the intern, Silent Bob.
Silent Bob. Because he doesn't look like a Bob, and I don't know if he's a hunter. I mean, maybe he does hunt in his spare time.
It's Silent Bob. He can't talk.
Right? He can't even look at us right now. Oh, man.
And he writes out loud.
Yeah, he writes LOL. Thanks, we got it. We're seeing you. We just can't hear you.
You laughing, darling.
Yes. All right, so we should probably close out. Remember, go to Hunter Bob 367, or you just made the list, depending on where you are in the Northeast area. Find the guy of your dreams from the podcast. All right, and still sign up for tagmeadate.com because it is the first and only dating site specifically designed for wrestling fans. No muckety muck, no plenty of fish, no OkCupid, none of that stuff. It's just you're looking for someone who shares your passion for professional wrestling, and with a roster of over 25,000 superstars and divas, you can certainly find your tag team match, your three-way dance, or your Royal Rumble. That's my dice man. Hickory dickory dock. Oh! We're going to have a Royal Rumble. Hope I draw number 1 and not 30. I don't want sloppy 29s. Oh!
Peter, pumpkin eater.
Hear him laughing, and he's like,
I'll stop right there.
Man, right? Yeah, we can't do all the poems. All right, so once again, check out tagmeadate.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and so on Facebook and all the social media stuff. We're here on YouTube every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on the Eastern Time dial, so adjust your clocks accordingly. You can check out our archive of shows and our scheduled show for next week by going to youtube.com, typing in Tag Me a Date in the search bar. That is Tag Me a Date, no spaces, and you'll get right to the Tag Me a Date channel. And again, see all of our recorded uploads. Hit the subscribe button, and you will be subscribed to our channel, so it will pop up every time we get a new video. Hit the bell if you want to get alerted with a push notification on your mobile phone when we start a new live video. So once again, for everybody here at Tag Me Date, hope you have a nice week. We'll see you next Tuesday.